The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. My thoughts on it. No, this is not an update, just thoughts. Um, it's supposedly supposed to be coming out this year, maybe in the summertime, maybe in the wintertime, which everybody will be pissed about if that happened. But hey, it's The Legend of Zelda. They gotta make it perfect. But despite that, it's been said that it is almost finished. So we might be seeing it this spring or again this summer. It's up to Nintendo at this point. I think this game will be good, very good. It has Miyamoto's fingerprints all over it. I mean, they're bringing back new and old elements such as the sword beam, which we haven't seen since the original Legend of Zelda and the Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. We have not seen that, and this time, finally, Link can run. He can get some movement. Yes, that is excellent. He can finally run, but it's kind of like Grand Theft Auto and stuff. You can't run for a long time. I mean, you can't just run the whole time, which would be cool, but all that equipment's heavy. Now, I just want to say something. I know a lot of people ask or wonder, where does Link store all those weapons of his? Well, to be honest, I come up with a pretty logical and decent explanation for that. It's his pockets. His pockets that come with his garments. I'm just going to go ahead and say they're magic, and that he can pretty much store anything of any mass, any size inside of it, and that pertains to um, arrows, bombs, um, let's say his bow and arrow, and his boomerang, and all that stuff. And he can grab any of them at will by just thinking about it, and he will grab it out his pocket. I know that sounds crazy, but it makes sense. I mean, it's not the first time you ever heard of something, a magic bag that can that can hold any type of item. But we see some new items and some old ones that were from previous Legend of Zeldas, such as the whip, which was in um the Wind Waker series. I believe it was Spirit Tracks, where um the Toon Link had the whip. So no one knows if this will be replacing the hook shot or claw shot, but it probably will. Even though it will be nice to see the claw shot or hook shot again. Another thing, people see Link right-handed now and are complaining because he's always used to be left-handed. Well, to be honest, if they wanted to make Link left-handed, and you were right-handed and played the game on a Wii, it would just be awkward and difficult. And for people who are left-handed, they will have to mirror the whole game, which will be like making the game again together. It will just be way, way too much work for Nintendo. Now, far that story, we don't know yet, even though there should be some more information now that we're a quarter through the first, a half quarter through the first quarter of this year. And, well, yeah, all we know is this Link lives in the sky in Skyloft, and the Skyward Sword is the Master Sword, and this mysterious spirit lives within the sword or something like that. Still don't really know her name for sure. There's been a lot of speculation of what her name is, but there really is no really specific information about what her name is or is going to be. So that's all we have to go on. We know some big tragedy happens um, to where Link lives when he has to leave and find the sword and defeat the evil. We don't know who the villain is. That's the one thing. Could this lady, the spirit lady, be the villain, possibly in disguise? Or is it just going to be Ganon? Or is it going to be a new twist with a new Zelda villain instead of Ganon? But we all know since the Master Sword is involved, it most likely will be Ganondorf. But this game is said to take place way before um, Ocarina of Time and Link to the Past. And as you know, Ganon is not yet born then. But, I'm not even going to wrestle with all this Legend of Zelda timeline crap because it's just so confusing. It doesn't make any sense to me. Either way, it just feels like this game, new Link every game, new story. That's it. That's all you need to know. Just enjoy. It's Legend of Zelda. And far as new perks in the game, this time, which I think is a useless thing to add, they made it where when you climb a vine, Link actually runs out of stamina. You have to climb it quick, or he'll run out of stamina, and then his muscles will give out and he will fall. Why is this in the game? I don't know. Is it to add new strategy? Possibly. Is it a con? Yes. Will it resolve in cheap deaths? Most definitely. It will. It will be involved in cheap deaths and a lot of stuff like that. Um, I know my brother is really expectant. My brother is really expecting this game. Delano, he loves Legend of Zelda. What I expect from this game is to be pretty cool. I mean, having the Wii Motion Plus and seeing on the demonstration and people playing it from various gaming sites, it looks to be pretty specific, kind of like Wii Sword Play on Wii Sports Resort, which was pretty good in following your movements and specifically what way you sliced at or stabbed at. And it looks like this game will be pretty fun to play, especially with enemies that have a certain pattern, you know, and being able to wield the Master Sword for real this time. We know in Twilight Princess, which was a port to the Wii, he has specific slices and all that you couldn't really control. You couldn't really feel and move the Master Sword the way you wanted to. He kind of just held it there and you just move regardless of if you lifted your sword in the air or your Wii remote in the air, it would not go up in the air. It would just be stationary. Um, this time you feel like you're really wielding a Master Sword. This time you can do sword beams, which looks awesome, and you can jump farther when running and having to do a jump. And the puzzles, such as the one where you have to swing your arms around with that big giant eye to confuse it, and then unlock the door, and those piranha plant creatures that now have a specific way you have to slice them at instead of just having a regular hinged mouth. They will have different type of mouths. Also, has anyone noticed that a lot of Nintendo characters have some sort of piranha plant in them? Even in Donkey Kong Country Returns, they have like this big giant piranha plants in it. Super Mario Bros. Have it, and The Legend of Zelda has it, and probably a few others I don't know about, maybe even Kirby. But I guess they just really like piranha plants. Maybe they're fascinated with them. But what I think this game should be, I hope, I'm pretty sure Zelda will be in it. What I think it will be is based on um the whole history of Hyrule, because they're in the sky right now. So Hyrule has to be down below unless it risen in the sky too as an island, which will be cool to see. And what happened is down there it's filled with monsters and uh, and zombies or whatever they have down there, monsters and creatures of all sorts. So I'm pretty sure a little bit of the gameplay will take place in the sky, and most of it down down below to, you know, to Earth, not in on islands. Probably on a first or second dungeon, you probably in the sky, and then the others you're down below. How long this game will be, I don't know. Every Zelda game to me has been at least 24 hours long for me. It depends on if you go on side missions as you go with the story, which a lot of people do. So Zelda Zelda's um Zelda's time with the game, how long the game could be, is really, it can vary to what you do in the game, since it's basically a free roaming game. You can do whatever you want. Um, will Epona be in this game? No one knows. I mean, maybe Link, which will be so awesome, will get some type of big giant bird creature that he can ride on to the sky, but most likely he'll be teleported from Skyloft to Hyrule down below. But that would be actually really awesome if he was able to ride a giant, bird or some type of unicorn or something. That would just be awesome. Now, more about the mysterious spirit. Don't know what she is. All we know is that she guides her. I wish Nintendo will talk more about her. I mean, it's been months since June last E3, and all we heard of is that they're almost finished with the game. You could have at least added some more details on the game, specifically for the story and gameplay, maybe some new pictures. I'm expecting a new trailer sometime in May or April maybe. But they really need to say something about this game, cuz I'm starting to get scared that it might not come out till Christmas, which I don't really want to wait a year till the new Zelda comes out, when I know for a fact that they're going to announce the new Wii coming out next year. And it will just feel like that this Zelda game was forced upon us because now we have the money to buy it, but then we want to get the next installment, that console that Nintendo has made. Now this Link is older than, supposedly older than the one from Twilight Princess. The one from Twilight Princess spanned it from 16 to or 15 to 17, and this one has been said to be up to 17 to 19 or 20, which, well, glad to see Link's finally a man. We don't know what his job will be this time in his village, or his role will be in the village. If he will just be a quiet, obedient young man in the village like he was in Twilight Princess, and a farmer. We don't know what he'll be. But guys, check out part 2 coming up in a minute.